Hello guys, welcome back to the CTXCLOUD, and this is the video number 15 in our training series. Today we are going to learn how we can create a PVS server and how to create a store for the PVS server. For that I have created two virtual machines, which is Win2K19 servers, and after right now they are powered on. And the first step we are going to do on this server is install the VMware tools. For that you need to click on install VMware tools, click on mount. So ISO will mount automatically for the VMware tools. So let me go inside this primary PVS server. Here you can see that there is no network on this virtual machine. So for that I need to install the VMware tools. Click on run and the VMware tools start installing. Click on minimize, and there is a pop-up which will come up, and here you need to click on next. I am going to complete installation for the VMware tools. Click on next and click on install. So it will take some time for the installation. Meanwhile I'm going to pause this video, just stay connected with me. So my server is back after installation of VMware tools. Now we need to change some settings on this server. First of all, I need to set a manual IP for the previous server. For that I need to go on ncpa.cpl. Now here you need to select this adapter, click on properties, select the IPv4 settings. I'm going to uncheck IPv6, so click on IPv4, click on properties. Here I'm going to assign a manual IP on this server, which is 192.168.1.18, and this is the default gateway for this server. After that you need to specify your DNS server, which is 1.10 is my DNS server. So you guys can see my previous videos how I have configured the DNS server and all. After setting the IPv4 I need to do some more changes. First of all, let me change the computer name, which is system.cpl. I am going to change this CTX PVS SVR01. Click on OK. One more settings I need to change on this server is the firewall. So click on firewall.cpl. Here I need to turn off the firewall settings. So go on the advanced, and here you need to power off all the firewalls like public, private and everything. Click on off, private off and public also off. Click on apply, OK, and then restart this server. So it will take 1 or 2 minutes. Finally my server is back after reboot, and now I need to join this server to the domain. For that I'm going to do system.cpl and click on change. Here you need to specify your domain, which is CTXCLOUD.in. Click on OK. Here you need to enter your credentials for the admin and just password. Click on OK, and here you can see that the server has been joined into the domain. Click on OK. Now you need to allow the remote connection so that we can take the RDP of this server. So click on allow remote connection, click on apply and then restart. So it will take 1 or 2 minutes. So guys, my server is back after reboot. Let me quickly log in into this server with the domain credentials, CTXCLOUD/administrator, and then the password. And it's loading now. So you guys can check that. Let me show you once it is back. So I'm going to into the file explorer, and here you guys can see there is only one drive which is C drive, so we cannot configure the PVS store into C drive. For that you need to need an additional drive on this server, which is like D drive or E drive. You, as per your environment, you can configure anything. So I'm going to configure the D drive. For that, let me first unmount this ISO. From here, click on edit, and here you need to unmount the ISO. Click on OK, and you can see that the drive D is for the DVD. Now I can change, either I can change this to E, or I can create a new drive for E. So I am going to change this DVD drive to E drive. For that I need to go on run and click on disk mgmt.msc, and here you need to change the drive path. I'm going to change the letter, and here you can select E drive, so that we can configure the D drive for our PVS store. Now after reboot this will change. Let me, before we reboot, I am going to shut down so that I can add the additional hard disk into this server. For that you need to power off your virtual machines. So based on your environment, you can add the hard disk. Like in enterprise environment, you can add like 2 TB or 3 TB hard disk, but in my environment I'm going to add 250 gigs of hard disk into this drive, into this virtual machine, so that I can create a PVS store. Click on add new, and here you need to select add hard disk. So just use 250 GB of hard disk and select this to the thin provision. Click on OK, because if you will select the thick provision, it will automatically assign acquire the space from your hard disk. But in thin provision, whenever this is required, whenever the space is required, so it is going to acquire from your uh, storage. Now just power on this virtual machine. So my server is back after reboot, and let me check if the drive has been changed for the DVD drive or not. So here you can see that it is changed to the E drive. Now I can configure the store on D drive, and here you can see that this is on the C drive into this server, which is 29 GB. Now I need to go on disk management.msc, and here you can see that there is one hard disk attached to this server. For that I need to click on right click and click on online. Now you need to initialize this disk with the mbr, and here you need to select new volume. So next, and here it picked the automatically D drive. Click on next, and finish. So my D drive is ready to configure the PVS store. Now let me check into my this PC, and here you can see that there is a new drive which is D for the PVS store. Now I'm going to create a folder into that which is pvs.store store, and I'm going to share this drive so that we can sync the hard disk from primary PVS server to the secondary. Here I'm giving the permission to everyone, but in your environment you need to give like for the who are the Citrix administrators, so you guys can give the access to those persons. So in my case I'm giving the everyone, so that's fine for me. Now it's the time to install your first PVS server, which is a primary PVS server. Click on edit, and here I'm going to mount the ISO for the PVS. So click on data store, and here click on ISO. and just mount the Citrix provisioning server 1912. Click on connect and click on OK. Now I need to check that ISO is mounted on this server or not. Yes, it's mounted. Now just right click and click on install. Here first you need to select the server installation. Click on server installation. Click on install, and my installation has been started. So it will install some prerequisites which is required to install the PVS server. So it's installing the some requirements which is required for the PVS server. So there is two installation is already succeeded and it's almost done. Now I need to wait until the new pop-up come for the configuration of PVS server. So just wait for 1 or 2 minutes. So now there is new pop-up to configure the Citrix provisioning server. So here I am going to click on next. You want to read, if you want to read anything on this server, you can check these warnings and everything. Click on next. Here I am going to select accept all the terms and conditions which is provided by the Citrix. Click on next. Here you need to give the information that who are the users who want to access these provisioning console. So I am going to access everyone, but later on you can like give the access to some specific user, which I am going to tell you in our next videos. Click on next. Here it's asking it is saying that the PVS server is going to install on this path C program file Citrix and provisioning server. So that's the default path it is picked. If you want to change, you can change it, but I'm going to going with the default installation. Click on next, and here the installation has been started. So just wait for 1 or 2 minutes. Now I'm going to click on finish, and it's asking that the PVS console is not detected in your system. You need to console the login. You need a console to log in into PVS server. So I'm going to click on OK. So later on I'm going to install this PVS console, but as of now I need to configure the PVS, which is fine for me. Here it is asking that where the DHCP services is running. So obviously I have a different DHCP server which I have shown in my video number 1, that I have already configured the DHCP server. So you guys can go there and see the video number 1. So I'm going to say that no, my PVI DHCP server is running on another server. Click on next. Here it's asking where the PXC service is running. Obviously the PXC services will run on the PVS server. So I'm going to select yes, the PXC service is running on this Citrix provisioning server. Click on next. Here it's asking do you want to create a new firm or you have already existing firm, but I am going to configure the primary server. So here this is like a new firm I am going to create. So click on create a firm. Click on next. Here you need to give the server name for the database. So I'm going to click on browse, and it's automatically detected that I have the SQL server. Click on OK, and here you need install instance, it will pick automatically. Click on next. So here you need to give the database name. So I'm going to then give the name CTX EMEA -PVS. Firm name is like CTXCLOUD, and the site name is EMEA, and the collection I'm going with the default. So click on next. Here you need to specify where is the store for the PVS server. So for the store I'm going to browse the path. So here in the D drive I am going to this PVS store. That's why I have shown in the beginning that you need to create a store for before you proceed with the installation. So I am going to select this, click on next. Here it's validating where is the license server. So in my case my license server is different. Let me check what is the my PSCSVR PSC. So I have entered the my license server name. So now it is going to check that you have the appropriate license for the PVS server or not. So here I'm going to select, also you need to select it's you are using on premises or the Citrix cloud. So I'm using as of now on premise PVS server. So just select this and click on next. So it's detected that I have the appropriate license for the PVS server. Now click on next. Here is the some like default setting that in how many days it is going to update the password. So by default it's the 7 days. Here is the streaming network card. So from where it is going to stream the vdisk. So it is like the same IPO address of your primary PVS server. Click on next. Here you need to select TFTP service, which is ARDP32.bin. So this record we are going to create on our DHCP server, which I am going to show later how we can do that. So as of now you need to check this and click on next. Click on next, 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 and finish. So it is going to install some services on your Win2K19 server. So just wait for some time so that it can install. The installation has been finished. So you guys can see that all the installation has been finished and they are green, so everything has been configured properly. Click on done. Now you need to install the console to access your PVS server. Click on console installation and there is some installation going on. Click on next. I am going to accept all the terms and conditions by the Citrix. Click on next, next, and then install. So this will install the PVS console from where we can access the PVS server. Click on finish. Click on exit. Now I'm going to unmount this ISO first. Click on edit and just unmount the ISO. Click on OK and just refresh it. So it's gone. Now I'm going to take the RDP of this server. I'm going to add here this server, the first primary PVS server. Click on OK, add, and just take the RDP of this server. Now you need to set the resolution. For that I'm going to on display settings, inherit, and just scale it. Click on OK. So now it's fine. Now you need to go on Citrix provisioning console. Here you need to maximize it. Click on connect from. Click on local host and connect. So you guys can see that my PVS server has been connected now, and all the settings we are going to see later, how we can create a vdisk, how to add the host into this PVS server. If you think that videos are informative, just subscribe my channel and share with your friends. Thank you guys.